As the sun rose over the quiet suburban neighborhood, Mr. Park sipped his morning tea, staring out at the garden he had tended for decades. At 72, he had spent years cultivating both his plants and his routines: early walks, light exercise, reading the newspaper, and small trips to the local market. He prided himself on his independence, enjoying a life that was calm, measured, and his own. Yet, like many elders, he faced subtle societal pressure from his family. "Why don't you move in with us? We could take care of you." His children, though well-meaning, had genuine concerns. The younger Park generation juggled demanding careers, busy schedules, and raising their own children. They saw their father's quiet home as lonely, imagining that moving him in would ease both his solitude and their worries. But Mr. Park knew from experience and observation that living too closely with one's children in old age often leads to tension, frustration, and even emotional disaster. Independence, he had learned, was not just about physical space. It was about mental clarity, dignity, and the freedom to live by one's own rules. When elders move in with their children, even the best intentioned arrangements often disrupt the delicate balance of both households. Small annoyances, a clock that ticks too loudly, food prepared differently, different sleeping schedules, can escalate into daily irritations. Minor conflicts, which would have been trivial when living separately, suddenly take center stage, creating resentment on both sides. Mr. Park remembered his friend Mr. Lee, a retired engineer who had moved in with his daughter and son-in-law. The first weeks were smooth. Meals were shared, conversations were lively, and everyone was polite. But soon, friction emerged. The daughter insisted on certain household routines. The son-in-law felt crowded, and Mr. Lee found himself criticized for habits he had practiced for decades. Each side believed they were acting in the best interest of the family. Yet the unintended result was constant stress. Within months, Mr. Lee began losing sleep, and the once harmonious home felt suffocating. The problem, experts say, is rooted in expectations. Children assume that moving a parent into their home will strengthen bonds and provide mutual benefit. Parents, on the other hand, expect to retain autonomy, privacy, and control over their daily lives. When these expectations collide, even minor disagreements can become emotional flashpoints. Older adults may feel infantilized, as though their years of experience and judgment no longer matter. Children may feel burdened, guilty for wishing for space, or frustrated by perceived stubbornness. The cycle quickly becomes toxic. Mr. Park also understood the deeper psychological risks. Elders who live too closely with their children often lose a sense of identity outside the family unit. Their decisions, once independent, are now subject to scrutiny. Their hobbies may be dismissed as trivial. Social circles outside the family can shrink. Over time, this dependency can contribute to depression, stress, and even physical decline. The tragedy is that both parties start with love and concern, yet the outcome can be misery for all. Instead, Park chose a different approach. He maintained his own home while staying actively involved in his children's lives. Weekends were for shared meals, phone calls bridged weekdays, and occasional visits brought joy without tension. He visited his grandchildren, attended family events, and participated in outings, but always returned to his space, where he could rest, reflect, and live on his own terms. His children respected this arrangement, and seeing that their father's independence did not mean emotional distance. On the contrary, it strengthened family bonds because interactions were voluntary, joyful, and stress-free. Financial independence was also critical. Mr. Park managed his own accounts, handled bills, and contributed to shared family events without expecting constant guidance or subsidies. By doing so, he avoided a common pitfall: the sense that moving in automatically converts elders into dependents. This allowed him to maintain dignity, self-respect, and mental clarity while still fostering meaningful connections with his children. Living separately also reduced conflicts over daily routines, personal habits, and household responsibilities. Minor irritations that would have caused resentment if experienced daily now passed unnoticed or were resolved calmly during visits. Both generations could enjoy each other's company intentionally, rather than feeling obligated. The lesson, Mr. Park reflected, is clear. In old age, maintaining a degree of distance from one's children is not selfish. It is wise. Close proximity may seem like a path to togetherness, but it can inadvertently erode respect, peace of mind, and the very relationships it intends to strengthen. By preserving independence, elders protect their dignity and mental well-being, while children learn to respect boundaries, value quality interactions, and avoid the stress of constant cohabitation. As the day ended and Mr. Park closed his book, he smiled. His life was orderly, calm, and fully his own. His children called that evening, sharing updates and laughter. He enjoyed the connection without losing himself. In the quiet of his home, he understood the wisdom that had guided his choices. Love does not require living under the same roof, and sometimes keeping just the right distance preserves the bonds we cherish most.